Happy Monday, everybody. I'm trying to figure out my new phone and make sure it's turned off so it doesn't ding a million times. How is everyone doing on this lovely fall Monday, except if you're in Florida and it is 100 degrees still outside? That is the worst part, is that we have literally a day of fall or winter, 5 minutes of fall or winter, and the rest is summer, and it's brutal. And now you know what's going to happen, Floridians? Now, in about, what do we have, a month or so before we start seeing all the trucks carrying all the cars coming down from New York, and the snowbirds start to join us, and every single restaurant gets much more crowded. Publix gets much more crowded. People are hitting your ankles with the shopping carts because they have no regard for everyone else. I love New Yorkers. My family is all New Yorkers. I was technically born in New York, even though I was raised down here. But I'm going to go out and say I cannot deal with the mayhem that ensues down here from snowbirds. Just move down full time. Just move down full time, or like visit every once in a while. But like when you take over our roads and our Publixes and everything, it makes me insane. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I hate to sound ungracious, and it's probably the mood I'm in right now. I'm in a little bit of a mood. I've been having technology issues all day, and it's stressing me out. Anywho, who's with us? I can't see on this. I don't know why on this computer I can't see, even though I see I have viewers, I cannot see who they are. So if you're here, say hi, so I know that you're here and I can actually talk to somebody other than myself. So we have a lot of things to talk about today. Hi, Rebecca. I went on my first cruise in about 25 years, something like that. The last time I was on my cruise, I was in my early 20s, and I have not been on since because I get so seasick. Oh, hey, Stace. I get so seasick, and so I haven't gone in a really long time, but I was invited on a press trip this past week on the Carnival Horizon with my family. So I couldn't not do that because it's an awesome opportunity, and it's been such a long time that I figured I'd give it a try. And actually, I think I talked about it on my last live, and I got so many good recommendations for things to do for motion sickness, like the patches and all that stuff. And everything I did for the most part worked. I was in pretty good shape. There was one time where I was like a little bit woozy just being in the back of the ship, but for the most part, every single suggestion that people gave me was spot on, and I'm happy to share those. I had a couple people message me asking me for things about kids and just nausea in general for going on cruises, so I'm happy to share information. I don't want to bore everybody with it right now if you are not interested. Hi, Stacy. But I have lots of tips and tricks for motion sickness and all that stuff. Basically buy all the things. Like I spent probably a solid 3 days on Amazon Prime ordering everything from ginger candies to the patches, like the herbal ones, because the prescription ones, you have to go through all this rigmarole with insurance apparently. I had the C-bands, which I never even wore. I had non-drowsy Dramamine, but like I'm not a rookie, that doesn't work for me, so I had to call in the big guns and take a little bit of Zofran, and that did the trick. So word to the wise, Stace, I actually had fun. We did have fun, and I'll tell you. So here's my whole feeling about a cruise situation. I think cruises and all-inclusives and all that stuff are such easy vacations, especially when you have kids, because you kind of just take care of everything in the front end, even like dinner reservations and all that stuff. For us, it was a little different since it was a press trip. They made our itinerary and we could do whatever we wanted with our free time, but like they planned our dinners and all that stuff. So it was nice. I didn't really have to do anything, which is exactly the way that I like it. Because if I'm on vacation, I don't want to plan anything. Like when my husband and I go away, I'm like, I don't want to make a reservation. I just want you to handle it. I'm very, I don't want to do it. So a lot of stuff was taken care of in terms of planning. So it was really nice. But I will tell you that my biggest hesitation, aside from the motion sickness, was, oh God, I'm going to have to like be in the pool all day with the kids. And I don't want to be in a pool with strangers all day with the kids. But I didn't realize how much these ships have evolved, that now they have, just like when you go to all these parks, if you guys have them in your area with the splash pads and stuff, we went on the Carnival Horizon, which just came back to Miami, and its inaugural, I can't even say the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Its first cruise out of Miami in a while. And they had all these festivities and celebrations, and there were all these famous people that I'll get into in a second because it was hilarious. My children had no idea who they were and were so jaded that just they gave zero fucks about it. But they have these splash pad areas with water slides and all kinds of stuff. So I did not set foot in the pool. We basically parked ourselves at the water slide area. My older one was going up and down about 30 million times, running herself ragged. My little one was playing in like the sprinklers and everything. And it was like heaven on earth. I literally was able to sit and see both of them in every direction that I looked. And it was like heaven. So I highly recommend that part of it. It was great. Hi, Kelly. I miss you too. So much. I need to see your face in person. I'm sick of our texting and we haven't even had a phone call in a while because it's been so crazy. But what was I just going to tell you about the cruise and the splash pad? Now I'm totally losing my train of thought. But Stacy Studnick, Mulvihill. You have too many names. Get rid of one of them so I can just call you by one of them. I did have fun. It was very different. So Stacy, who's on right now, is the last person that I went on a cruise with. And we were, I think I talked about this last time too. We were, how old were we, Stace? 21, 22 maybe? So it's like 20 years ago. And I was with my then boyfriend, my ex-husband, and Stacy was with one of her now exes. And Stacy and I were so sick the entire time that we literally, I don't think we left the cabin. I think they went out and about and brought us food every once in a while. And we did not leave the cabin because we were so sick. Hi, Karen. So this was a much different experience, and it was very, very easy. It was very low key. We did not even get off the ship. I think it's hilarious that we didn't leave the ship, but it was the perfect situation because with two small children, the idea of schlepping strollers and stuff to go into the Bahamas, I mean, it was only a 2-day cruise. So it wasn't like we gave up, all these opportunities to go to these different ports, but we made the decision to stay on the ship, which was the best decision we made with small children. And Kara, I don't know if you're on here because I know you just messaged me, but I will tell you that staying on the ship, since it was a little bit emptied out and there wasn't like mass crowds around the pool and splash pad area, we basically had to ourselves before it got crazy for like a good couple of hours. And it was probably the best decision that we made, was to knock it off and just stay with the girls on the ship. They were such good travelers. When we first got there, since they were kind of sailing for the first time out of Miami, they had all these all this fanfare, and Shaquille O'Neal was there, Glenn Rice was there, a bunch of Heat players were there, Alonzo Mourning. And so we got to do a meet and greet, and we met Shaq, and my daughter had no idea who he was, which I get it. Like, why would she know? She's a 9-year-old little girl, but she was not understanding why it was such a big deal, why we were taking a picture with him. And she was just not impressed at all. Like, she looked at him, she was like, oh my God, he's huge. But she was just like, why is it such a big deal? And I was like, he's probably one of the most famous people you will ever lay your eyes on in person. He's a big deal. So she's wearing her Heelys. A lot of you with kids, your kids probably have those, the sneakers with the wheels on the bottom that drive me absolutely insane. Because she goes around my house. God knows what my wood floors are going to look like in a number of years from these things. But she's like zipping around on her Heelys, sorry. And Shaq was like, oh, are those Heelys? I own the company, but don't tell anyone. And she was like the typical jaded child who has no idea who he is and the level of celebrity is. And she's like, really? Because I am squeezing my feet into these. Can you get me another pair? As if he's like her handmaid. I mean, it was ridiculous, but also hilarious. So it was cool. It was very nice to have that experience with the kids and let them kind of see what I had never been on a cruise with. The baby has never been on a cruise. Ava has been on a Disney cruise, but never this. And it was interesting because we were sitting next to a family who just did a Disney cruise last year, which I assumed Disney cruises would be like everything you want for a child and then some. And they said that hands down, their kids preferred the Carnival cruises to the Disney cruises because they just felt like there was more for them to do. Yes, there's not the characters and like the whole Disney-esque thing going on, but they said without question they would choose Carnival over Disney, which I thought was really, really interesting because I've heard such incredible things about Disney cruises for kids too. But yes, Stacy, I did have fun with them. As cheesy as it sounds, I didn't have fun because I had fun. I had fun watching them enjoy it so much. It was really nice to get away for a couple of days, and I would love to say disconnect, but I didn't disconnect because I was technically working and taking pictures and creating posts and all kinds of stuff, but it really was very nice. And it was pretty awesome to be hosted by such a great company. And so thank you to Carnival Cruise Lines, because you treated my family to a very, very much needed vacation that everybody enjoyed. And we definitely appreciate it. And there will be, I'm in the process of writing a much more detailed post about some tips and tricks and things that I learned cruising with little kids and things like that. So stay tuned for that. I'm working on it. I just have to get through all of my pictures. So that's the cruise shtick. If anyone is on here who messaged me about it, though, feel free to ask questions about it that I may not be getting to, and I'm happy to answer. I need to take a sip of my tea because I have been going nonstop like the Energizer Bunny. And then I want to talk about dinner. I know I've talked about cooking meals, and if you have children, Stacy, how was the food? Food was good. The pool, like the food around the pool was typical, what you would, burgers and pizza and stuff like that. They had pizza 24/7, which was nice. And then the Asian restaurant we went to was delicious, a little more higher end. It was nice. There were a ton of restaurants that we didn't even set foot in. There was a hibachi place and a barbecue place and all kinds of stuff. There was basically something for every taste, but it was good. Speaking of food, let's talk about dinner. I decided to try and be like a domestic goddess tonight and make like amped up burgers with like the fried egg on top and the onion ring and all that stuff, thinking it'll be like super easy because it's just a burger and it's not a big deal. But I used 4 pans to make one hamburger. 4 pans. I don't know what I was thinking. I had to do the burger. I had to do the onion rings in a convection oven. I had to do the eggs. I had to do, I just, my sink is filled right now from just making hamburgers. I will never do that again. I don't know why I did that to myself. And then of course I'm making pasta for the girls. And as it's boiling, Ava's like, can I have pancakes? And I'm like, I just literally put pasta in. She's like, but I can't, I'm hungry now. So I had to give her an appetizer of pancakes while she waited for her pasta, because that kid just likes to carb load like a boss. But I need to know, for those of you who have children, because I know I'm not the only one, nobody in my family eats the same thing for dinner. Jason and I eat the same meal, but the girls do not always eat the same thing. So I genuinely am cooking at least 3.5 different meals every night. So I need to know some like tricks. What can I do to eliminate that a little bit? And don't tell me make them eat what you're making, because I'm not that kind of mother. I'm not going to do that. I definitely am a pushover. Nothing you're going to say about setting boundaries or making them sit at the table and eat their vegetables is ever going to fly with me. So just save it. I'm looking for like real tactical things. Like, what kind of meals can I make where maybe they can eat part of it and then I can build out the rest of the meal? Go. I'll wait in the comments. I want to see what my people have to say. Rebecca, how was the food? It was good on the cruise. It was good. It was exactly what you would expect. A lot of different options. I wish we would have tried more places, but there just wasn't enough time. But it was good. We had a good experience all around. Stephanie, disclaimer, I generally don't make a separate meal. Okay, I appreciate your disclaimer. I do. I make separate meals. I make a lot of mistakes I shouldn't make. The little one now is waking up with sleep regression and teething, and I do exactly what I did with Ava, which was to bring her in my bed as a baby, and that is going to be something I don't want to deal with later, but I can't help it. Stacy says, I can't add to this convo. Why? Because you don't cook or because you don't do separate meals? I need to know the answer to that one. I know Jason does the cooking in your house. I didn't mean to hit send. I separate out parts they like, so I keep the rice out. Okay, so Stephanie, keep going with that. So you make rice and the kids will eat it. So you take that part out, and then do you do like a different protein for you and then they get something else? I need to know. I need to figure out. I feel like I am managing this very poorly and that I could do a much better job and not make myself crazy, because mealtime stresses me out every night because I know everybody's going to want something different. Karen, I never figured out. I eventually just had Ashley cook for us instead. Now we eat whatever she makes for us and like it. Yeah, but I'm so far from that point. I'm the only one who's cooking. Jason used to cook a lot, but he's so busy with work. Jason did the bait and switch, where when we started dating, he was making me these crazy meals all the time, like lobster risotto. And I mean, literally like lobster risotto on a Tuesday. And now I'm lucky if I get that every month or two. He basically lured me in, married me, knocked me up, and now I do all the cooking. I'm joking. He's really wonderful, but he doesn't really cook like he used to. So, okay, what else did I want to talk about today? We talked about the cruise. We talked about dinner for my maniacs. Stephanie, I just make so many mistakes and I'm not sure the same meal is the best option. My 4-year-old barely eats dinner. I mostly make sure he'll eat what I make for breakfast, lunch, and I offer healthy snacks. I have the same exact situation. Mine will eat dinner. My toddler will eat dinner, but sometimes she will not eat breakfast except for maybe a few Cheerios, and I can't be stressed out about it. And my pediatricians have always been really good where they're like, listen, they're not going to starve and their bellies are like this big. So I try and keep that in mind so I don't feel terrible. And sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. I didn't make dinner for her yet. And I have those moments too. Stacy says, Jason cooks at our house and all the kids eat what he makes. Do they eat it willingly or do they ever put up a fight? Because I don't believe that it's like, you know, oh, mom, look, you're here when I'm live. Jennifer, do you use a slow cooker? Sometimes I use a slow cooker. And I love a slow cooker. My issue with a slow cooker is that I have to think ahead if I'm going to do it, since it obviously takes so much time. And so when I can remember to do it, I've done it in the past and it's definitely good. But here's what I find with a slow cooker. I feel like everything starts to taste the same because if you make chicken or whatever, it all shreds, like everything just kind of takes on that similar consistency and flavor. So if you have specific things you like that you would suggest, then I'm open to hearing them. And I know someone else suggested the Instapot, but I can't have another appliance. If you guys could see what is going on in terms of appliances in my kitchen, I could have like a pop-up for Bed Bath & Beyond. It's not normal. So I cannot buy another appliance and I don't think I would use it anyway. Stephanie, my non-eater will eat veggies, so I'm lucky with that. He won't eat what I make. Neither of my children have consumed a vegetable or fruit willingly in their life. That's not true. The little one will eat strawberries and bananas every once in a while, but I don't know that. Ava will literally be like, "What's that? A string bean?" Like she's literally has no point of reference for vegetables. She doesn't know what they are. Completely in the dark. Stacy says, depends on what he makes. I'm usually the picky one. I know that. I know, but it's usually Ashton that gives us a hard time and he will usually just eat it. You're very lucky then. You're very lucky. I can't be that parent who's like, you will eat this or you will not get it from the table. Because here's how I look at it. My head goes to like the bad place where I start to think if I put too much pressure on my children with food, that's when you start to like develop eating disorder, the beginning of eating disorders and things like that. So I try and make food very low stress. Having been around women my whole life, whether when I cheered or danced or in a sorority or whatever it was, I've seen my fair share of issues with food. And I always want to make sure that my kids don't feel that pressure. And I don't know, I have like a sensitivity to it. I don't know if that's weird to think that way, but I do. I do think that way. Hi, Nadine. Is Ozzy sleeping? Is that why you're joining me? Or are you like covertly rocking him with headphones in and trying to distract yourself from the hell that is having a child that won't sleep? Because I'm familiar with that too. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, if you followed my post on, I don't remember if I put it on Instagram or on my Insta stories, but you know how some babies like to pinch and bite and do all those things. When Ava was little, she was like the most docile baby. Like she had personality and spunk, but she was not, and still has never been, a hitter, a biter, hair puller. Like she never had that physical aggression. This baby, Sienna, is like a savage. She's savage. She will pinch me and I'll yell at her for pinching me and then she'll smile at me and kiss the spot. Like she knows what she's doing and it's a little bit terrifying. So I noticed she always pinches like my biceps and she grabs my elbows. So I noticed this gem the other day and I was like, what the hell is that? And then I realized it's from her because she pinches. So I have like physical bruises on me from a 19-month-old, and it's concerning because she does not show any remorse. I hope that I'm not raising a sociopath. She literally pinches and smiles at me when she's doing it. She does. And one of my girlfriends said to pinch her back and she'll never do it again. I'm not going to do that, obviously, but it was very funny. All right, so that's like all like the conversation stuff that I have tonight, and now we can maybe talk about some of the stuff in my closet. Stacy, love you. I have to get ready for a work dinner. Have fun. I hope you're going somewhere yummy. California. I don't know where you are in California, but California has some phenomenal restaurants, at least where I've been in San Fran and San Diego. So I hope you're going somewhere delicious. All right, let's talk about some of the stuff that you guys are going to help me decide if I'm keeping or not keeping in my closet. Number one, I need to know how you feel about these. First of all, if it's the leopard print you don't like or cheetah or whatever this is, I don't want to hear that because I love animal print. But I've had these for a while. I used to wear the shit out of them and now I haven't put them on. So I need to know, Are they garbage? Are they donation, or do I keep them? So I need to know. Chime in. Tell me what you think. Are we fans of these or not? I really don't wear flats anymore. If I'm wearing anything flat, it's usually a sneaker or a flip flop. Oh wait, I'm missing so many comments. Okay, Jennifer says I do. This is in the slow cooker. I do chicken and salsa in the slow cooker. I've done that. Just chicken, a jar of salsa, low for 6 to 8 hours. The chicken does get shredded, but it's plain. I use it mostly for Mexican stuff. My kids eat it, no problem. I've done that before. And you know what else is really good? You take a chuck roast, like a 3 or 4 pound chuck roast, and you throw it in the slow cooker with a stick of butter, a packet of ranch, like Hidden Valley Ranch powdered seasoning, and a packet of the au jus seasoning, all in the same aisle. And then you put in like a dozen of the Greek pepperoncini, the jarred peppers, and you cook it on low for 8 hours, and it falls apart. It is so delicious. You serve it with potatoes or mashed potatoes. Maybe I'll make that this week. Now you're getting me thinking about my crock pot, Jennifer. But feel free to drop more easy recipes. I'm going to be honest, if it has more than 5 things, or if I have to sear anything beforehand, I'm not doing it, because that defeats the purpose of a slow cooker. Stacy, you did that. You bit Ashton. Ashton bit you and you bit him back. I cannot. Jennifer, donate. I think so too. My mom, what does my mom say? Oh my God. Are you saying, oh my God, about the shoes? Because you used to love these shoes. Stacy says, get rid of them. All right, fine. They're gone. Donation. All right. Here's the other thing that I have that I need honest advice about. I still have, I bought this bag. I thought it was really cute, and I used it like to just carry stuff around. I figured I kept it thinking I'll use it as a beach bag. P.S. I don't go to the beach ever. What do I do with this bag? So I keep it as an extra. They were in for a while. It's like the picture of the Chanel bag on a canvas bag. So I need to know, is this garbage and do I toss it? Or do I save it? And just before you answer, I'm not lacking any like tote bags to carry things around. I'm really trying to get rid of shit in my closet. So you tell me if this is ugly or cute and what I should do with it. Okay. I'll wait on that one too. What else do I have in here that I wanted to show you? Oh, this is a good one. Any of you who have been married more than once, and if you have anything from your first wedding, like I have the jewelry I wore to my first wedding, and it's not real diamonds, but it was very, very expensive, like costume jewelry. So it was actually a copy of this very pretty set from Tiffany's that I loved. So there's this necklace, and it has matching earrings. I will never wear this again in my life. Do I give it to my daughter? Do I just save it? I mean, what do I do? What do you do with jewelry from a first wedding that you wore physically on your wedding day? I need to know. If you are like me, a do-over wife, and you're on your second time around, or third or fourth or fifth, I'm not judging. I need to know if you have any mementos from your wedding day, what you do with them, because it feels weird to just toss them. Maybe I should just give them to Ava. I don't know. I need you to chime in there and tell me what you think. Jennifer, can my daughter use that tote? She's like so picky that I try and pawn off stuff on her all the time, thinking she'll be so excited, and she looks at me like I'm crazy. Just like when a song comes on and I start singing it, and she's like, oh, is this from the 90s? Like with such disdain in her voice. And I'm like, yes, it is. And the 90s was wonderful. My mom says, give it to Ava. Okay, I will give it to Ava if Ava wants it. Trying to think. I don't think I have anything else. Oh wait, no, I do. I have 2 clothing items I need some advice on. We talked about this last time, and I actually got rid of a bunch of jeans because of you guys. But if you have followed anything I've written about clothing or watched my lives, you will know that I pretty much only wear AG jeans now, ever since I met Jason, because he converted me, and it's his fault that I have a habit for them. And I bought these like boyfriend style jeans, but they're capri-ish length. And I've only held on to them because AGs are not cheap, but I cannot ever see myself wearing these, but I need to know if I'm crazy. And I always get nervous with jeans. You know how with jeans, like certain things go in and out, like boot cut will go out and then they'll come back. I have not worn a pair of boot cut jeans probably for 7 years. Like it's skinny jeans or straight leg or whatever. So I need to know, and it's hard because it's not. So these are the AGs, but they're like cuffed at the bottom and they're capris. They almost look like something I feel like I would wear for like a Halloween costume if I was dressing like with a tied shirt, like a pink lady or something. So I need to know if I should keep those. Stephanie, I have similar stuff from my sister's wedding. They're divorced and I still can't get rid of them. I think that's the first thing I haven't told you to get rid of. It's true, but that's a hard thing to get rid of because you don't want to just, I feel weird tossing it. And I do have a daughter and maybe she would enjoy it, but I don't know that she'd appreciate it now. And do I have to hold on to it for like 10 years? It's not even real. It's just the sentimental value. All right. Second clothing item. Michelle and I from the Keep It Real Moms went a few weeks ago. We were hosted at the Diplomat for a weekend, which was amazing. And it was a much needed mom's vacation where we could check out and just enjoy adult company and beverages and all that kind of stuff and have a good time. I brought with me this skirt that I bought at a really cute boutique that I wore on my honeymoon and a couple times since then. And I thought it was adorable. And she told me I looked like I was going to like a Christmas pageant. Before you're quick to tell me to get rid of it, it was not cheap. But I don't know that I have a place for it in my life anymore. And I need to know what you think. And this is something, just so you're clear, that you wear with like something tight and black on top, because it's very like, it's one of those like bubbly, balloony looking things. Hold on. And I don't know if you're going to tell the color. It's a metallic color. And this is the skirt. It's short. It's very short. This goes on the waist and this is the bottom. I thought it was adorable. She hated it. But everyone has different tastes. So I need to know if this is a keeper with like really awesome black heels and a black tight booby shirt, or if I need to toss it. It's very structured and stiff. And I thought it was adorable, but maybe I've lost my mind. Maybe children have made me lose my mind. And you know what I noticed, speaking of losing my mind? I don't know if you guys keep baby books for your kids, but I tried really hard to keep baby books. So when Ava was, even before Ava was born, I had all of those like journals you write in, like when you feel the first kick and all those wonderful things, which I don't even know where those things are. They're somewhere in my house. Jennifer, the skirt looks cute. I think so too. All right, I'm gonna hold on to that one a little bit longer. So Ava's baby book started out with me like literally taping the ultrasound stuff's already falling out. Ultrasounds. I'm like, I was so organized, and now it's turned into this. This is what, and I Ava will not remember this, but I remember she saw this one time and she was like, what is that? And I go, it's your baby book. And she's like, that is a disaster. Cause I literally just shove things in here because I want to save them forever. Like this, like she made this for me. When is this from? She was 2 years old. This is from when we lived in New York, from the 92nd Street YMCA. I can't throw this away. I need to save it forever, but I'm not going to tape it in here. So like I have all this stuff thrown in here, and poor Sienna's getting like the raw end of the deal because there's like nothing. I haven't written a single thing in hers. This is like untouched. I just keep shoving everything in here. All her little things from her doctor's visits, I just shove in here. So the good news is I will have all these memories. They just won't be organized, and my kids will have to be on their own. So the other question I want to ask the moms is there something new and fun out there that doesn't make it a chore to completely document your kids' lives? Because I don't have time to sit and like write down every first food that they tried and spit up, and I can't. I don't have the patience for it. So I need to know if there's an alternative thing that you've done to kind of keep track of all these milestones for your babies without using a traditional baby book. That might be something fun and a little bit out of the box. I am open to hearing your suggestions. I would like to know. Please share them with me. I think that's all I have tonight, you guys. I need to like do some work and get into bed and maybe watch a Bravo show to get my mind right, because I got the new iPhone and I loved it for the first 5 minutes, and right now I'm ready to throw it through the window because it won't back up. It's telling me I don't have enough storage in iCloud, which I've already confirmed I do. Everything's failing. I don't know if I got a lemon or what is going on. It's beautiful. And then I got my case, and it's not the right case. They sent me the wrong size case from Amazon. Thanks a lot, Amazon. So it's really frustrating. And so my mom, you know, when you get in one of those moods where like you want to harm everyone who comes across your path because everyone's just annoying you, that's how I feel right now, except for you guys. You guys are great. I don't want to harm any of you. Anyway, that's what's going on this Monday, live from my closet. And thank you guys so much for always joining me and for talking to me. It's such a fun, I look forward to this every week, and I hope you guys do also. And I just appreciate all of you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for the recommendations. Thank you for the advice on what I should keep and toss. And I will talk to you guys all next week. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.